brought a salad.
Turkey, ham, candied sweet potatoes.
I brought a lasagna and whipped potatoes and wine.
Blue cheese dip made.
Cranberry muffins, blueberry muffins, bran muffins.
We brought a spinach salad because romaine is being recalled because of the E. coli outbreak. And we also brought Rice Krispie treats and a bottle of wine.
Correct.
Chocolate cream pie, gingerbread, apple pie.
Artichoke and spinach stuffed mushrooms, and side dish green beans with almonds.
We probably brought well over what we needed. I would say a very large platter could probably be 20.
As far as serving sizes, I would say lasagna servings for about maybe 12. Whipped potatoes were about 10 pounds of potatoes, so depending on the eaters, probably enough for 20 people.
Enough that everyone would take it leftovers after. I would say we have very ample portion size. I'd say 2 per person, so that everyone can have a leftover of the same thing they've eaten.
Enough to feed our group, which I believe is 12.
And the Rice Krispies, it's a double recipe, but this family eats the Rice Krispie
could all
treats,
go.
so the portion size is going to be
And the
larger.
same thing with the bottle of wine too. If it's popular or gets opened first, it could be gone or it could sit and be unopened.
We've opened it, so it's just a
Oh,
matter
then
of
it'll be
time.
gone.
Once a week, and then we do additions to that throughout the week.
Once a week.
Every week.
Once a week, most of the time.
I would purchase deluxe seafood, crab, lobster, scallops, Kobe beef, champagne, all that good stuff that you probably walk past when you're grocery shopping.
I would say to explore different foods to give you experience. It's more of not so much the quantity, but the quality and a specific what I want to experience. So kind of small bites.
I might splurge on different types of seafood or meats.
I would use it to take advantage of the sales stores have.
I think definitely would be wish list shopping. You know,
Halibut.
the necessities, but then of course a lot of things that you normally would not buy, or maybe buy on a special occasion. Then I think absolutely they would get a green light, no problem.
So you would buy more expensive things, but you wouldn't buy bigger portions of things.
Correct. Correct. Like better quality or more towards what the experiences I want to have.
Correct.
I think so. Yes. Yeah.
So you would take better advantage of the sales and buy more portions of things rather than splurging on more expensive things like seafood or high-end meats?
Yes.
Definitely. The only time I pay higher than I feel is justified is if we're having company, guests, or it's a special occasion. If I feel something's overpriced, I'll say, that store wants that product more than I do. I feel the price isn't just, and I don't have to have it, so I'm not going to buy it.
Definitely more quality than quantity.
I personally feel if it's not like dairy or protein and it does not have fur on it, like jellies and sauces, I do not believe in that expiration date. I think there's enough
True. Yes. If
preservatives in there to make it last.
yeah, if it's past the date, I think that's a big myth with people too. I think once it's like, oh, it's past the 21st, you have to throw it away the next day. That's not true.
I would say how often, maybe once every couple weeks. It's usually vegetables, carrots I don't use enough of.
I'd say not. Most of the time, I'm very cautious with that.
Very seldom.
Except like milk.
No,
Curdled milk is disgusting.
No, but even the date, even if the milk is, let's say, expired by 2 days, as long as it doesn't smell or it's weird, I don't mind drinking it if it's 1 or 2 days past
Could be chunks
the date
on
on
it.
the milk. You know, even stuff sometimes if it's not dairy or refrigerated, it could be something that's in a box.
Teriyaki sauce, let's say.
It could be months and months
It lasts
old
for
in
years.
a cabinet. It could be fine.
Quite often it's confusing because it'll say sold by, best by such and such a date. If it says do not use after, then I will discard it.
We create leftovers with dinner. Breakfast and lunch, everybody's kind of on their own.
The only time I create leftovers, if I know I'm I'll create enough leftovers for one other night during the week when I don't want to have to cook a meal. Otherwise, I eat more fresh ingredients that I'll consume and make a serving size.
Well, not on purpose, but if there are leftovers, someone always brings them in their lunch. It's very seldom that I throw them away.
Oh yes, we
Yes.
don't waste anything.
With dinner, we always have leftovers. I take the leftovers for lunch the following day.
Correct.
But many times there are many leftovers left in that refrigerator that people won't eat because I simply cannot eat all of our leftovers. And the other people in our family do not enjoy leftovers.
Breakfast, no, I would just make a serving size. Lunch, same. And then dinner, if there are leftovers, sometimes there are, sometimes there's not.
Sure.
It depends on what they are. There are certain leftovers that I think certain individuals in the family, they have their favorites, that they'll eat it all, or she'll take it for lunch.
I love leftovers.
Don't mind it, yeah, it's an easy.
There's nothing better than leftover chili. It marinates and it tastes better.
Eventually, it gets tossed because I cannot simply eat them all.
Yes, because it's just taking up every day more and more and more space in the refrigerator.
He likes a deep fridge.
Well, we try.
A year?
I have no idea at all.
Dollar amount per year?
Per household.
Oh boy.
Oh my gosh, probably a couple £100.
The average,
$500.
Probably $3,000. And pounds of food? 100 pounds of food.
a couple $1,000s.
And dollar amounts, maybe a couple thousand.
So it's actually $2,200 each year by the average household and 300 pounds of food.
Bing!
No way.
Yeah.
See?
Wow, okay.
I don't think we fit into that area there.
Oh my gosh, a lot.
Millions. I could be. I mean, it could be $1 million, couple $1 million.
That's
if you take
disgusting.
every American
And
family.
we're doing this before dinner.
The whole United States? Oh, probably $1 million.
Probably at least $1 million.
Oh,
No idea.
I wish I had that in my bank
I'd
account.
say 10,000, I don't know, I have no idea.
$293 million of turkey alone is wasted every year.
What is it?
Oh, that's just in Turkey. I thought it was the whole thing. Wow, that's a lot.
Disgusting.
That's a lot.
I say I wish I had it in my
Oh
bank
my
account.
gosh, I have no idea.
Just turkey.
Oh, that's terrible.
Holidays are the culprit for
For
waste.
sure.
Go for the leftovers, and when you have remnants of things, make soup. That's what I do.
A lot of people will not eat leftovers.
Yeah, I have
And
no
then-
idea on that.
And all I can say is, when the depression comes again like it did back in the 30s, or a war where food is rationing, they'll learn to eat leftovers.
People make too much. I'm not saying you.
You are. That is a complete.
I know. The viewers are gonna love this.
That's a blame.
We've been married for 20 years. Can you believe it?